Hi, so you got a very nice and shiny Steam Deck, and you are very happy about it. But what if I tell you that there are a few things that you never should do with your Steam Deck? Because it can be dangerous for that device. But there is one thing you should do now. Subscribe for my channel and let's start. Okay, the first thing I highly recommend you not to do, never use cheap power adapters with your Steam Deck. When you're buying power adapter, just every time look on the specs. The cheapest power adapters usually have very low specs and usually has very low output power, something like 0.5 amperes or 1 ampere. At first, this adapter will charge your Steam Deck for a very long time, and it can even burn your adapter and it can even burn your Steam Deck. So never use cheap Chinese adapters, even if on the shop you saw good specifications, but it cannot be true because some Chinese people or just some sellers, they just writing not correct things to sell you that adapter for cheap price, and real specs is very low. So it's just advice, but I hope you will never do it. The same thing I can say about power banks. Don't use cheap power banks because it can be not good controllers in that power banks or something like that. So really, if you bought not cheap thing, try to bought really normal devices to charge it, because it is a very important thing when you are charging your device. I know really a few cases when people charged their device with third-party adapters and it was broken. It was broken controller, burned controller, so they must wait for a long time while service will fix it. And I think you don't need to do that. Actually, I'm using Baseos power bank. It's 65 watts power and it's 30,000 milliampere power, and it's rather powerful and nice. And I know that Baseos, it's nice company and they made their power banks quality, so you can use it, and it is okay to use power banks such as Xiaomi, such as Baseos, such as company that people tried for a long time. And if you are buying a nice power bank or a charger, just make sure that your cable is still good, because if you will put bad cable to a good power bank, it will spoil your charging with a low speed. Because if you have a cable with a thin contacts, cheap cable, yeah, it will charge maybe for 10% of its power. So if you just realize that you're charging from a powerful adapter your device, it's a phone or it's a Steam Deck or it doesn't matter what is that, and the charging is low, very low speed, just look on the cable. It can be really bad cable, and if you change it to a good one, you will decide that problem. The second thing you must never do, never tune your Steam Deck if you don't know what you are doing, because Steam Deck is not a Nintendo Switch and you can really tune it very nice and very very optional. But when you don't know what you are doing, you can make harm to your Steam Deck, because there are thermal power TDP limit, and you can put manual GPU clock control and you can do everything here. and when you will play a game it can be overheated because you can just put really maximum settings here. And yeah, it has like defense, so it will be turned off when it overheated, but it also not good for your device when it's overheated. So when you are playing big games and you just realizing that the temperature of your processor and GPU, it goes really high, something like 97, 98, or even maybe 100 degrees. It is not good for hardware of your Steam Deck. So try tune your game to reduce your heating here, and I advise you to play games maximum temperature is 90 degrees, maybe 94, 95, not more, because it is really can be dangerous for your Steam Deck. To reduce your temperature of processor, you can just make lower settings of a game, or you can just reduce your frame per seconds by frame rate limit. You can put 30 frames per second or even 24, and it's a really good advice, I think, because many people, they don't look at the options of game, they don't look on performance window, and when they are playing, they just want to play. I understand, but if you want your device to live longer time, if you want your battery of your device live longer, if you want to play longer, you can just tune it here, and I advise you to tune it that way, that not to be overheated. Okay, another thing you should never do with your Steam Deck, it is the case when you're carrying it somewhere on the streets in winter or in the cold time when the temperature is something like below 0. And if it is cold on the street, when you come on the warm place, never take it from the bag and play. You need just to wait maybe 5-10 minutes to make temperatures go, go well, because when it in your bag, it just freeze a little bit, and when you take it in the in the warm place, the condensation begins, and it can be damaged because inside can be some liquid or water or something like this. It's just because of the differences of the temperatures. So if it's cold on the street, you just need to wait some time that your Steam Deck will become a little bit warmer with time. You can use that advice with laptops or tablets. It's just for cold regions, but I think if you have a winter, you know that you just don't need to take it, you don't need to hurry up. If you go a long time in the street and it's a little bit not frozen, but it's really cold. And the last advice, guys, if you have some problems with your Steam Deck and hardware problems, never try to fix it by yourself if you don't know how to do it, because yeah, it can be simple maybe, but you can damage it when you try to disassemble it, because you are not specialized person to do that. And if you don't have, if you don't have much money to buy a new device, don't try to make it by yourself. If you don't know how to change your SSD to a bigger one, if your hands are growing not from here but from there, never try to do it. You just need to go to authorized center and ask someone to do that for you. Really, I had one case in my life when I had iPhone and I just need to fix the button and I bought a new button to fix it. I disassembled it, I fixed the button, but I cracked the screen. So when you will do something like changing SSD or changing the sticks, if you are sure that you can do it, so you do it. If you don't sure, just you must go to the authorized person that can do it for you. Yeah, you will pay money for that, but you will spend less money if you will try to change it by yourself, and you will broke the device, so you must buy a new one. I hope these advices were useful for you. If you have something to say, you can say it in comments. I will be very happy if you will subscribe for my channel. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.